So 2020, apart from the coronavirus pandemic, actually a lot happened in this work group, and that may not have, not many people probably have noticed, because what happened is that we made the decision to completely revamp the way we organize the model description and documentation, and the way we handle versions and releases. And so there's a whole new, and so Claire spent a lot of time and effort to do that. And so the whole year what we did is meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. We just went through all the tables and cleaned it up in such a way that it's now in an easy to maintain standard representation. Okay, so every table is a table description and the user guide, which is if you want to analyze something, and an ETL conventions if you want to write the table. And then there's also quality tests. So the whole thing now is on a footing that actually will make it much easier to keep this beast organized, because as you know, there are lots of versions. We're going to get to that in a minute. And then the other problem is there are lots of different flavors because of all the different SQL dialects that we have. And all of that has to be, all of these balls have to be kept in there. So without Claire, that would have certainly not have happened. So we have that. So that's good. With some level of fanfare, we released it at the symposium, but the symposium, so many things happened that it didn't probably catch everybody's eyes. So that's good. What's not so clear or good is what the hell happened to CDM version 6. Some of you remember in the last pre-pandemic symposium, and we could actually not only meet face-to-face, we could actually eat face-to-face. I ate a whole lot of cake, which was way too sweet for comfort, and otherwise was good cake. And the question is, Patrick gave this nice overview of the history of the CDMs, and everything, ended up with a triumphant CDM version 6, and our goal was to make it actually work and happen. So people were supposed to be on version 6, and life was supposed to be better in version 6 than in version 5. But we are not. Very few people have started this work. Problem is this: there was actually a release, 2018, okay, 18, not even 19, 18, so it's the one before the cake. This gentleman there, George Ripchak, actually showed this picture, which is the version 6, okay? And in 19, we still had the same picture, and not much happened. But the weird thing is, instead of everybody now being on 6 and 5 feeling like Windows XP, we actually have community people. So this person here with the name Rookie Crookie makes statements like this. Should we go to 6, given that you want to use Odyssey tools to explore the data? The answer would probably be use 5.3. So the community says, fix 6, forget it, okay? Not, I wouldn't dare to recommend a particular version. Both are good. V6 has many advantages over 5, but, and then all the buts come. So clearly something is wrong with this. And then, of course, Martijn shot the biggest gun at the CDM, saying, wait a minute, you are taking the dates away and replacing them with time, or date time. And that can't work because everything is going to break. Okay, 99.99% will break. And I'm just trying to understand the reasoning, which is a very polite way to say, what are you out of your mind? So there are a bunch of problems. So we need to fix this. We need to actually move forward. The root cause is that there were small idiosyncrasies and incompatibilities, but the big one was the date time thing. And so now the whole community started, Claire actually set it off into a debate. So what do we do now? Do we actually go back to time, or what do we do? So there's on the forum, you can read if you are interested. Lots of people contributed. There's a whole new debate about the date situation. And they're good ideas. So this is a solvable problem. Other people have solved it. But that's probably the big fat elephant on the table, is that we need to do something with the timing. And the timing has two problems. Problem number one is most of the timing that we have is just at the date level. And then some data are more precise. If you have hours and minutes, like in a ICU situation, in COVID, that could have been interesting. And some data are less precise. So here's what we want to propose before we come to our goals. We've come up with a new version. Don't ask what the number is yet, okay? Fix all the problems that the 6 has. Put everything in that's waiting. There are things waiting. They're actually saying, why the hell is 6.0 not out? We're waiting for 6.1 because we want to put things in. Let's put it in, okay? Fix the mistakes that have accumulated. Come up with this draft version, it's a draft. Then do a series of visitations to other work groups and say, hey, work group, here's what we want to do. Speak up now or forever hold your peace, particularly the Hades and the Atlas work groups, because they are the most affected, but they are also the biggest drivers of the progress. Then after that's clear and they're all happy and we've tweaked it and they're happy, and maybe some of them are not that happy, but happy enough, make a real official grand release with a clear introduction of description of what happened, also what the changes are. And then keep going to the work groups and keep talking to them and to find out whether the adoption happens or not. Okay. So this sounds like, just putting out a version that's already almost ready. Can't be that big of a deal. We became very humble after 2 years of debacle. So that is the goal, okay? Let's fix it. And so we have 2 goals, actually. One goal is to get it done, 6.x. Here are the indicators by which it can be measured. Figure out a list of changes, get the agreement released, including the DLLs, which is the hard part. Just the description is good, but people, of course, want to have their DDLs in the SQL flavor, and it should work and not have funny mistakes in there. And the second goal is to make sure that debacle never happens again. How do we do that? We create bylaws, or the constitution, or whatever I want to call something with lots of gravitas, so people don't easily say, oh, why don't we make a shortcut? How we're doing it. Okay, so we want to have initial guidelines. We have something in mind, so please come if you're interested and want to discuss how you do this right, how you avoid, what are the rules, what we can do, what we can't do. Remember, we don't want this to become a big bureaucratic monster. It should still be just follow what people need in order to get their work done, the analytical use cases. And in Q2, have the guidelines ready, and then get the agreement and release during the year. That's it. That's our plan so far.